recorded. Okay, so for all of you that don't know me, my name is Chuck Hansen. I live in Wilmington, North Carolina, right over here on the coast of North Carolina, right by the Atlantic Ocean. And today it was, well, it's been short weather. I mean, it's been 70, 75 degrees. It's been awesome. The rest of the globe is in blizzard. You know, I text Dave Jordan, the CEO at Valentis, and I said, Dave, 75 degrees, send him a picture of my thermostat in my car. Hey guys, I've been in the network marketing industry for 31 years full time. I never thought that I'd ever be in this industry. I've earned a lot of money, but more importantly, I've helped a lot of other people earn a lot of money. But even more importantly than earning a lot of money for them was they got to have their life back. They got their life back, right? They got to do things that they always wanted to do because they had the income to be able to do that with. So yes, it's about money, but it's about time freedom. It's about, really getting your life back. And up until May of 2018, I was pretty happy. I was consulting for a couple of companies. I was flying around the globe, eating way too much, way too often, and way too well. And I started packing on a lot of pounds, right? So, unfortunately, I got fat and fatter. And then by, who knows what reason, right? They say it's inevitable that when you're looking for something, and I was looking for a way to lose some weight, somebody or something will come into your life and it'll help change all of that. Well, I got a call from Dave Jordan. Dave Jordan came along and he said, Chuck, we've got the most amazing weight loss coffee you've ever going to try in your life. And I said, Dave, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in building another team. I'm done with that. Because I know how hard it is, right? I really know how hard it is. I've been doing it for over 30 years. He said, yeah, but you've got to try this. It's melting the fat right off of people's bodies. And I said, okay, Dave, here's one of our single serving packages we call a stick. And I said, I'll try it. I'll buy some coffee and give it a shot. Guys, it was the best thing that I had ever done in my life because the first week I lost 9 pounds. The first month I lost 18 pounds. And then I couldn't resist. I mean, I had to start sharing with some people. I had to then join the company, make a decision, and go on and build a business. And that's what I'm doing. Here we are. Been through 2018, now 2019, going into 2020. And in my humble opinion, it's the best opportunity I've seen in 30 years. Valentis is not a startup, and you need to really pay attention to that. Not a startup. Started in 2014. Be 6 years old here this July, right? Millions of dollars in the bank. After I lost that 18 pounds, I called Dave and I said, Dave, I just bought an airplane ticket to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Good thing it wasn't in December or January. Have you seen the blizzards that are going on up there? That's nuts. And so I said, I'm coming up to visit you. And he said, come on. So what I did, guys, is I went up and did my due diligence for you. I went and did a forensic investigation, 2.5 days, and Dave let me look at everything that I wanted to look at because I really wasn't certain that I wanted to do this, but, all the things kept falling into place. And after that 2.5 days I spent with Dave, I said, you know what, if I don't do this, listen, if I don't do this, I'm going to leave millions of dollars on the table, and I'm going to leave millions of people that I could have contacted that would have been part of Valentis by the wayside, and I didn't want to do that. So I decided right then and there I would get started. The company has grown like crazy, and I'll talk about that in a second. But, there's some of the stats. You can read those for yourself. Our product line is amazing. I already talked about the Slim Roast Optimum coffee. We've got a Slim Roast Optimum cocoa, same formulation, does exactly the same thing. We've got some other products like the More Detox, which is an amazing product. The Amulin product, which is not up here on this picture, helps with inflammation. But I want you to go to ValentisProducts.com. Excuse me, ValentisProducts.com. and take a look at everything. Or I want you to go to a website that I found, which was developed by one of the guys over in Iceland. It is valentis.is/en, and you'll get the English version of that rather than in Icelandic. Valentis.is for island, is, and /en for English, and go look at all the products. You've got all the videos, everything up there that you want to do. But I also want you to go over to fbtestimonials.info and look at our Facebook page and all the testimonials. I've now lost 40 pounds, 40 pounds, 7 inches from my waist, actually about 8. But, I kind of slacked off on the coffee over Christmas and I gained some weight, so my cravings all came back, right? I wanted to eat cheesecake and I wanted to eat all those things. So I've stepped up my coffee consumption again. It's the least effort I've ever given my weight loss, and I've been on a weight loss journey my whole life. So maybe a lot of you have. I know this guy has. Let me let you listen to Marshall.
Hello there. I'm Marshall Silver, coming to you live from Prosperity Palace, my home here in the Las Vegas desert, with my great friend John Harimza to talk to you about a company called Valentis. Valentis Coffee has helped me take off over 50 pounds of fat, changing nothing else other than the coffee that I was drinking, and it's been magic for me. More than that, it's made me a lot of money too. Not as much money as this guy. He's top spot at Valentis, and he's taken the business from doing barely anything to exploding to over $14 million a month. And I wanted to ask you a couple of questions. First and foremost, I wanted to say, John, glad to have you here.
Yeah, great.
The thing about the coffee is it just works. You don't really have to do anything. You drink the coffee, it blocks the carbs, it reduces appetite, it burns the fat faster because it increases your metabolism. So literally, that's all you've got to do is drink the coffee for a month, and I guarantee you'll see a result. And if you don't like coffee, drink the cocoa. In addition, like I said, my friends watched the fat pour off of me, and because it was coming off so fast, they were asking me, what am I doing? When I went back to the person who gave me the coffee initially, he said, would you like to buy some more wholesale or retail? And I said, what's the difference? He said, well, retail is about $59 a canister. Wholesale is about what? $33 a canister. I said, that's about half price. That's a good deal. And I said, I won't use all the canisters though. He said, give them away. I promise you, your friends will use them. They'll get the same results that you've gotten, and they'll want to know where they can get some more. And you can say the same thing, wholesale or retail. Except you're this rock star inside of the MLM world, and a rock star inside of Valentis especially. You've made millions of dollars. You've changed thousands and thousands of people's lives in your organization. And I just wanted to get 3 top tips from you. To anybody watching this short video, what is the very best strategy for them to not only take off the fat, because that's going to come natural, also to build a business inside of Valentis?
Marshall, I think number one is you need a hot product, right? When you have a product that produces results, I can tell you, I've been doing this for 33 years. This is the easiest thing I've ever done solar talked about. I'm making more money than I've ever made in my 30 years in this industry. And it's not because I'm good, it's because the product is incredible.
For sure. So what steps might a person take? They're watching this video, they're sold on they've looked at the products, they've seen people like me that have had the fat just melt off their body. What is the best possible step they could take?
Well, you have to position yourself to make money, right? And the only way you need, our job, we want to put the biggest paycheck possible into your pocket as fast as possible, because it's going to excite you and attract others, right? We know the product's going to work, and you can't not sell the product, right? So the risk in getting started at the very top level with that business pack, that 16 unit, best value, right? It almost doubles your income potential, sets up the proper duplication, and it's going to give us the ability to put that check in your pocket.
Absolutely. So what you want to do is take a look below, click on the Business Builder Pack, the 16 canisters, get one for yourself, get 15 to sell or give away, and I promise you, just like it did for me, you're going to make a lot of money. Also plug into the Valentis community, hook up with great people like John. I'd love to meet you as well, and we'll see you on the other side. Get your Business Builder Pack.
Absolutely.
Get your Business Builder Pack. Yep, absolutely. Well, guys, here's what's happened. Since May of 2018 to October 2019, 2,042% growth. I mean, that's phenomenal, phenomenal growth. We're going to wind up 2019 and right around the corner at about 100 million, right? It was 19 million in 2018 to 100 million. Now, today, John and Dave talked about, 200 million, 220 million. I beg to differ. I mean, 200 million will be great, and it would be great growth and everything. It'd be double, what we wound up with in 2019. But that's not how these companies grow. That's not how these companies grow. These companies grow by exponentially, right? They grow crazy growth, and they do that. So we're going to go way past. I predict 400 million, right? I predict 400 million, double what the company is predicting, because I know what the numbers look like. I've been there. I've done this before, right? The three companies I was with prior went through this explosive growth, this momentous growth, and each and every time I made millions of dollars, and the same set of circumstances have put themselves in Valentis, and even more so. I mean, even more so. I can't even go into all the details, but I'm saying we're going to do way over what the company and John is predicting that we're going to do. So, here's the bottom line. If you knew that a $600 investment and 2, 3, 4, 5 hours a day, whatever amount of time you can do, part-time effort over the course of the next 1 to 3 years could produce a 5, 6, or perhaps even a 7-figure annual income, would you commit the time, the effort, the resources, the energy, the action, all of those things necessary to make the plan work? That's what everybody is looking for. Everybody's looking for somebody that is committed, right? That is committed to doing something. And it's really just a simple yes or no. The person that invited you over here to take a look at this information, that's what they want to know. If you're watching it live, you can call them back after this and say, yeah, I'm in, right? Or no, I'm not in. One or the other, a yes or a maybe, or I'll try it, or I'll stick my toe in, not acceptable. We're looking for yes or no's. Let me tell you the best way to get started. It's just what Marshall and John were talking about, the Business Builder Pack. You can buy 16 products, or you can buy 350 of these single package sticks, right? And I like that package, right? I really like that package. Now, there's a lesser package and there's a more expensive package with more products in it, but either the Ruby pack or the Emerald pack, that $600 pack or the $1,200 pack, maximizes the compensation plan. That's all you need to know, right? It maxes the compensation plan. The dual team bonus up to 100 grand a week. 100 grand a week. Just think about that for a second. I'm not going to tell you how you get there, but that's in another course. Legacy bonus, $100 paid to infinity. Again, global enrollment bonus pool. Another little nice perk. And then the other perk is a matching bonus on 4 levels to begin with, goes to 7 levels as you rank up in the compensation plan. This is what I didn't understand about the industry when I got started in 1987. I didn't understand that there was big money. A good friend of mine kidnapped me in 1987, told me we were going to do one thing. He took me to a network marketing meeting. I couldn't believe it. And he said, hey, just go mingle around with some of the people, over here in this meeting. So I did, and I walked up to this one old boy and I says, hey, if you don't mind me asking, my buddy says you guys make a lot of money. He said, I said, if you don't mind me asking, how much money do you make? He said, about 70,000. I said, well, 70,000 a year. I said, I make a lot more than 70 grand a year. He said, no, mister. He said, 70,000 a month. I looked at him and I said, you know what? You just don't look that smart. And that was the beginning of my career, because I couldn't believe that somebody was making $70,000 a month until I sat through that whole meeting And then it became crystal clear to me that there were all kinds of people making enormous amounts of money, just like there are here in Valentis. And this is just a pittance, right, of the people that not only are making money, but of the people that are going to make money as we move from 100 million to 200 to 300 to 400 million and beyond. So, here's what I thought. If they can do it, and I looked at all of them, if they can do it, then obviously I can do it. I can figure this thing out. Well, lo and behold, I did figure it out. Now, it took me, I'm a slow learner, so it took me a little bit longer than the average person. But I mean, here, look at Rick. Rick's 110. He's way over 110. Let me just I got to update that. I think it's like 150, 160,000. John's over 500,000 a month. I mean, it's crazy, crazy income, almost obscene amount of money. I mean, as you stay in this industry, you hear other people talking about 30 or 40,000, and they're talking annually, and you're thinking monthly, and then you know that there's something wrong with your brain, right? You just can't figure out how somebody can possibly live on $30,000 or $40,000 a year when most of us can't live on $30,000 or $40,000 a month. So, success and failure are separated just by one decision. I could have said no. Right? I could have said no back in 1987, and where would I have been? I would have been stuck in my advertising agency that I had owned for 16 years. I thought I was making a lot of money, about 200 grand a year, but that's nothing, right? Nothing compared to network marketing. So I say, if not Valentis, then what? What? I mean, there's lots of other shiny objects out there that you can go and investigate. And I hear one going out of business right after the next, after the next, after the next, after the next. Why? Because they don't have all the components. They don't have everything in place like Valentis does. And if not now, when? When are you going to start? You're going to wait until after we've hit 400 million and then say, hey, it's a good time to start. Well, yeah, it'll always be a good time to start, but it won't be the best time to start. The best time to start is right now. The better time to have started was when I started back in May of 2018, but we can't make up time, right? There's no way to go backwards. So you've got to use everything that you can moving forward. So, I want to thank you for your time and attention. If you decide to join us, make sure that you introduce yourself at the next event, which is going to be in Henderson, Nevada, suburb of Las Vegas in May, right, of 2020. You don't want to miss that. Make sure that you come up and introduce yourself. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this share right here because I've got to get something else. I've got to get something else up on the screen that I want you to take a look at, and it's a little presentation that I call The Journey, right? And I'd like you to understand, what it is. We all talk about making this our best year ever. I talk about making this your best decade ever. I mean, we're just rolling into a brand new decade, and I can't hardly believe it, but this will be, I won't tell you how many decades I've been around, but 2019 to 2020, it's a big leap. But then a lot of us are going to take a big leap in faith, to do something brand new that has never been done, that they've never done, and the results are going to be phenomenal, just absolutely phenomenal. But before we get into all that, I just want you to go back and reflect a little bit. Was 2019 everything you hoped for? Did it give you everything that you wanted out of that 12 months, that you were here? Probably not, I don't know. Maybe it did. Maybe your hopes weren't high enough. Maybe you didn't have big enough goals. I don't know. Reflect on the last 5 years. How's that been for you? Have you been living your dream? Have you been, always, I'm not saying always happy, but, has it been great for you? How about the last decade, right? The last 10 years, and here's what I say. If you don't want the next 10 years to be like the last 10 years, then now is the time to do something different. Now is the time to do something different. And we're going to give you a vehicle, and I'm going to show you a path, to doing something extraordinary. So I think we've already went through that. 94% of people make New Year's resolutions. I thought it was a higher number than that, but 94%. But here's the other part of that. I saw that this morning. Half of them give up by February. They've had it, right? They make it in January, they're out of there by February, whether that's losing weight, making money, whatever the case may be. But I heard it this morning from someone that actually wrote a book about resolutions. He said, why? Why do people give up on their New Year's resolutions? And here was the number one reason. The resolution was too small. Right? It was like, oh, I'm going to give up sugar, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that. It wasn't life-changing, right? It wasn't big enough to change their life, so they just naturally gave up. I'm going to quit drinking beer, or whatever the case may be, right? But it wasn't life-changing. That's why most people gave up. I'm going to give you something that will be life-changing, that if you stick with it, and you stick with it just 12 months, your life will change. So the missing piece to millions, there it is. The missing piece to millions is Valentis. And I'm going to show you a journey, right? This is a story about a journey that has a beginning and really has no end, or no end in sight. So let's talk about the journey. The realization of the journey starts the day that you realize that your life sucks, right? Your job sucks. Where you live sucks. Even your car sucks. You're sick and tired of wasting your life, and you want something else. I mean, that's the realization. That's what has to come and smack you upside the head, and that is what will set you off in the right direction. So when you're ready for something great will happen. It's the natural law of attraction, right? It's going to happen when you're ready, only when you're ready. So it's up to you. Once you decide that you want things to change in your life, nothing or no one will keep you from reaching your goal. The rest is simple. The rest is easy. So all I ask people all the time is, are you ready? If you think you're ready, then hang on, because we've got something incredible. What is it that you want? What do you want out of life? What are you willing to do? Are you willing to work for as long as it takes in order to get what it is you want? Now, that depends upon what it is you want, right? Don't focus on the how. I just want you to focus on what it is you want, and we'll figure out the how will come to you. The resources will come to you. The people will come to you. All the answers will come to you once you determine what it is you want out of life. So here's 6-letter words, a few 6-letter words that I've come to become very familiar with, and it's one of the reasons that I've been successful in this industry. Now, I didn't always have the belief that I do today, but I have the belief in this industry and now in Valentis that I do today, because I've lived this lifestyle for the past 30 years, right? I've lived it. I've experienced it. I know all the ups and downs, and I have the belief. So until you get your own belief in place, and I'll tell you how you can do that. Until you get your own belief, borrow mine, right? You're welcome to borrow all the belief I have. The other part is effort. There's no substitute for effort, right? You've got to put forth effort. There's just no other way around it, no other way that I can sugarcoat it, no other way that I can tell you that it's going to happen unless you put forth the effort necessary for you to make things happen, right? The other 6-letter word that is a big one is desire, right? You've got to have a burning desire. You've got to have that fire in your belly that says, hey, I want something different. I'm not going to go through life status quo, living like I've been living, driving what I've been driving, doing what I've been doing. I've got to have something different. And, once you have that desire will drive you into action. And that action is really the catalyst, right? That will, you just will hurt like a bull in a china shop, right? I mean, you're just going to go full blast all the time, and I see it happening. The next part is commitment, right? You've got to have that commitment. It can't be wishy-washy. It can't be, I'll do it this month, but I won't do it next month, and so on and so forth. No, you've got to be committed, and I'm going to show you a plan. Now, I don't know what your plan is, but I'm going to show you a plan. You've got to have the discipline, right? You've got to have the discipline to carry out your plan. And that's the thing that most people don't have, unfortunately. It's all about discipline. The other thing is the secret. The secret to a 6-figure income is very simple. You just never quit. Never quit, no matter what. No matter if you get bad product, no matter what, no matter what happens, you just never quit. You just always stay in there, hang in there. The day that I'll quit Valentis is the day that they quit. When they quit shipping product, if they ever do, if they ever quit, paying paychecks, obviously I'm going to quit, right? But until that happens, whatever time frame that is, hopefully that will be decades and decades and decades from now, time that, my errors will take over my business. But never, ever, ever quit. Secret to a 6-figure income. So here's a plan. Here's a plan to get you to $50,000 a month. Now that is a life-altering, amount of money. $50,000 a month, $600,000 a year is an amazing amount of money. And I'm going to show you how to do that over the next 12 months. Now, you might want to consider it, maybe not, but if you do, I'm going to show you exactly how to get there. First thing you've got to do, and I talked about it earlier in the presentation about the business, you got to purchase a $600 business builder pack. Not much risk, quite frankly. $20 to become a distributor, the rest of it's all inventory. $600 maximizes the compensation plan. You got to commit to buying 3 products every month. That's $160.43. You've got to make that commitment every month without fail, every month without fail. $160.43. You've got to find one person every month that'll do exactly the same thing. Just find one person every month that'll do exactly the same thing. So if you can do that, great. Then you're going to qualify to get into this $50,000 a month income potential. So, this is something that everybody can do if you want to. And I should have made that if a great big if, because it's an if, right? If you want to. If you want to, this is all simple. This is all easy stuff to do. So let me tell you what your first 90 days is going to look like. If you follow this plan, just like I've laid it out, you bought your business builder pack, the next month you spend $160.43 buying your 3 products, and everybody can use 3 products. I mean, it's just part of the business, right? Your first 90 days is going to look like this, right? You're going to continue to sponsor. You're going to sponsor your first person the first month, second person the second month, third person the third month. You're going to have a whole 7 people. You're going to have worked 90 days now. You're going to have made, $100 your first month, $100 your second month, and $120 your third month. How's life going, right? Life is going great. Don't quit. This is when most people quit. You see, we're a society of instant gratification. We want instant everything, right? And this certainly is not instant gratification. This is 90 days of now working, spending money. You see that you made 100, but you spent 160. You made 100, you spent 160. You made 120, you did a little bit better, right? You still spent 160, right? And people are asking, well, how's that business going for you? Oh, it's going great. It's going great. I just haven't deposited the millions of dollars that I'm going to earn, but I know that is coming, right? So you are projecting where all of that is going. Your second quarter, right? Your second 90 days in the business are going to be a little bit different, right? A little bit different. You're going to continue to sponsor, right? You're going to continue to sponsor your fourth person, your fifth person, your sixth person. I put these down as teams, right? Team 1 through 6. So now over the course of 6 months, you've sponsored 6 people. Your team is now 63 people because everybody else has done exactly what you have asked them to do. And that is buy a business builder pack, spend $160.43, the following month and every month thereon. So here, now your fourth month in the business, some light at the end of the tunnel, right? You made $260, you spent $160, you netted some money. You actually went into profit, right? You went into profit on this part of it. The next month, you're at $400. Okay, a little bit better, right? Your next month at $700. Now, obviously, if you picked up the pace and you sponsored more than one every month, things would change. Things would change, dramatically. But I'm giving you the simplest, easiest formula that I can possibly give you that anybody can do with as little effort as possible. Your third 90 days will look something like this, right? Your seventh, your eighth, your ninth month. You got 9 team members now that you've personally enrolled. Your team has grown from 127 people to 255 to 511. Starting to get interesting, right? Starting to get, now when people ask you, hey, how's that, pyramid deal thing you're doing? How's that coffee business or what, whatever it is they jokingly, ask, because everybody asks, you go, well, it's growing, right? It's growing. My last month I made $1,300. Yeah, okay. Not a lot of money, but then, next month I made $2,500. Oh, that's interesting. Hey, but now when you start getting up into this number, hey, last month I made $5,000. Really? Tell me about that. That's what's going to happen to you, folks. If you'll just stick with this. And look, the $160 is no big deal anymore, right? I mean, it's no big deal. It's just part of the business. Let me tell you what 1 year looks like. This is the 1 year plan, right? And the 1 year plan, you see now you've got 12 team members that you personally enrolled. Right down here, you got 12 organizations that are growing out. You hit diamond about right here, right? In your 9th month, you hit double diamond over here, you hit triple diamond over here, and you hit blue diamond in your 12th month. You went from making $5,000 a month in your 9th month to almost 10 to over 20 to over 50 in your 12th month, based on what? Based on one person a month, every month for the next 12 months, and helping each one of them do exactly the same thing. Not any more, not any less, just sticking with one person, something that everybody can do, and continuing to spend $160.43 for their 100 BV worth of product. So that is a business plan that is as solid as any business plan that anybody could possibly write, and it will produce these types of incomes. You know, and when you have those types of incomes, the next thing is, you know, what do you want? What do you want, you know, to do with some of that money? You know, maybe it's a house on a lake. You know, that's what I wanted, right? I wanted a house on a lake. So I went and bought that house on the lake. And that was our home in Lake Travis in Austin, Texas. And yeah, go ahead and buy a house on the lake. Maybe it's a new car or a couple of new cars or 2 or 3 new cars or maybe more new cars. We had a 6-car garage. But, you know, maybe it's a car you can't really do much with, like a Lamborghini, but it's fun to drive. So, you know, maybe it's a Range Rover, you know, maybe it's something, whatever it is. I mean, it's all possible. And look at how your life would change over the course of the next 12 months. The next decade will be your best ever if you'll just get out of your own way and just let people help you get there. Everything in your life has been a reflection of a choice you've made, good or bad, right? If you want a different result, then you've got to make a different choice. You know, there's just no other way around it. You've got to make different choices to get to different results. Again, Happy New Year to everybody. I definitely am planning on making this my best decade ever. I'm at a great weight I never thought that I'd ever be at in my life. I have more energy, and you know, I just feel very blessed that I'm doing what I'm doing and being able to help so many people get to where they want to go. I'm completely focused. I'm completely committed. You know, it's like the old adage about commitment, right? You know, the chicken was committed to having an egg. The pig was very, very committed, right, to giving you that bacon. So that's how I am, guys. I'm committed. There's no way that I am moving out of Valentis ever. This is my last rodeo. I'll see you in Las Vegas at the Green Valley Ranch, May 13th through the 16th. Make sure you come up and introduce yourself to me. I definitely want to meet you. And with that, I want to say, don't drink and drive. Don't go out tomorrow night. All the people that don't know how to drink, go out and drink and get in trouble. And so if you're going to drink, stay home, drink with your friends, have a party at home, much, much safer. And or find somebody like me that can be your designated driver. So with that, hey, God bless everybody. You guys have a great time. I'm going to be around in and out tomorrow. I will definitely be working on Wednesday. It's a good catch-up day. And definitely we'll be here working on Thursday. We've got a webinar, a Zoom on Thursday that Diamond Mitch does. I would encourage you that right now to get with your teams, right? Get with your teams. Make sure that everybody is active. Make sure there's people that haven't been paying attention. And rightfully so, Christmas, New Year's, all of those things and everything going on. So check your genealogy and just help them make sure that they get their orders placed and everything gets done appropriately. So with that, God bless everybody. Thanks for being here. I look forward to working with everybody over the course of this next decade. And we will have an awesome, awesome time. So with that, I'm out of here. Good night, everybody.
Good night, John.
Happy New Year.